So.
Yeah, we had to break up the recording, so here we are.
Right. And next time it'll be better.
Yeah, that's
Like
just
our
gonna.
next thing that we do, we can like stay on track.
Yeah, and maybe do less episodes. Well, I guess it depends on how they release them for the next season.
Oh yeah,
the
that's
next
true.
Show we watch.
Yeah.
All right, episode 7.
Here we go.
It's called Happy Birthday.
Oh yeah.
All right. So, and when I was going back and typing the title, I was like, I didn't get why it was called Happy Birthday because his birthday had already happened, but it's not his birthday that they're saying Happy Birthday about.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Eileen's. Okay.
Yes.
So we opened with Nana Mama sending the kids to school. I believe, right?
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay.
I don't know. I did not write that.
Okay. And also this evening, Damon has a rehearsal for his recital. So he asks if he can wear his mom's watch for the actual recital, but Alex suggests that he wears it for the rehearsal as well so he can get used to it.
Yeah.
And then Nana Mama reveals to Alex that she got the name of someone related to the stalking.
Yes.
Yeah. So because she, in the previous episode, she had spoken with the U.S. Attorney General and went to that guy's house and got all that info.
Yeah.
Right before everybody can go to the next scene, Alex gets the call that the witness was murdered. So he runs out the house to go to the scene, even though he's not supposed to be involved in this at all. But he wants to go what is going on, who did this. And so police officers there are like, well, you're not supposed to be here. We know this is crazy, but yeah, it's like the person was a ghost. Like, how did they get into the safe house and kill this person? And so when she says that, he starts thinking through because he has his whole process of going through the case and stuff, and he is triggered by that lady who was at the birthday party who saw Shannon get killed. She looked visibly frazzled, which one would expect. And he said, "Hey, are you okay? It looks like you've seen a ghost." And so that triggers something in his mind, and so he goes on his mission to go find that lady.
The lethal injection, we're watching this thing happen, and he injects Shannon, and she starts to whatever happened, she gets paralyzed, blah, 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 whatever, and then she wakes up. Yeah. And she's like, "Oh, thank God," or whatever. Yeah. And he's like, "Yeah, it's part of the scene or whatever. Yeah. This is what happened to Eileen." Yeah. So it's happening. Yeah. It's still happening, but you just not yet.
Yeah. There was a malfunction for Eileen, so he reenacted the malfunction for her.
Which is nuts. Yeah. I'm looking this is towards the beginning of episode 7.
Yeah.
What are we doing? Yeah. Because they're gonna eventually find them, and she's gonna already be dead. That's sad. Yeah. How is that a hero story?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Are you guys kidding me? Yeah. You guys aren't going to find her this whole season? Come on. Okay, yeah. Then it's part of that before they do he does that reenactment. They show that her face is all cleared up from the lady doing the plastic surgery. She has to have the last meal of the coffee, which she spits in the guy's face and stuff. And so the interesting thing is about that she can do all this stuff, but he can. I mean, she's being tortured in that she can't move, but he can only do so much because he does not want to. Right. So he can't just go haul off and slap the woman.
I know. I'm girl.
Yeah, I know, but he can't do that.
But she's like, first of all, I'm dying anyway. I might as well.
Yeah.
Disrespect you.
Yeah.
On my way out.
Yeah, that was a lot.
Yeah, I was oh my God.
Yeah, and then he's doing this he takes her into this theater type place. Yes. It has the pictures of all the serial killers displayed all along the wall, she's getting ready for a performance. Mm-hmm. Obviously she's going to be on display this whole process. So completely crazy.
I think before some of this, I don't know, my notes are whatever. We know from the last episode that the lieutenant with dark hair is the one who kills this witness, White Mike. I still want to know why they call him White Mike. Because a grunge scene. Yeah. Was there a Black Mike that was also doing something similar? I don't know. Anyway, so the lieutenant kills him, shoots him in the head, and then we see her ask John to be the baby's godfather.
Yeah.
And my question was, what is going on? Okay, because like, I don't know, obviously, on one hand, I'm like, this is probably like a thing that she was going to ask him to do anyway. They seem like they have like a good relationship, but also probably a manipulation tactic of like, we love each other. You're a part of my family. Yes. You're going to be my son's godfather. Yes. Like, you're not going to arrest me eventually if you find out what I did. Yeah. Or I don't know. Yeah. I was just like,
that's exactly my take on it as well. It was very manipulative. Yeah. And she was even asking like, so they were talking about like, oh, that's so crazy. He's got somebody in there, in like a mole in the police department and blah, blah, blah. And of course she's acting all oblivious and stuff. And she's like, so have you ever been like asked or something like that? Or like, not taunted, but has anybody ever offered you to buy you out, to buy you? And he's like, yeah, but you would, like, I would always say, like, if you're gonna do that, you might as well not even be a police officer and stuff like that. So she was trying to like feel him out too. Yeah, maybe she wanted to buy him out.
Yeah, she's like, if there's something that I can give you, where you can just pretend like you don't know once you find out what I did. Yeah. Let me capitalize on that. Yeah. And thankfully he's like on the straight and narrow.
So Ramsey, John, Kayla, and Vega, I found their names. Wait.
Yay, good job.
Kayla and DeLackner. DeLackner is the black lady.
Oh. What a last name.
I know, yeah. That's probably why I couldn't remember it. Right. DeLackner? Yeah. Yeah. I was like, let me look on Amazon.
This lady,
the black lady. And then there's some other lady named Vega, who's also a police officer. So they meet at the diner to chat about the case and stuff.
Which is still crazy to me. Why are you going to a public place to discuss this case? It does not make sense. I'm not a police officer, so I don't know. But I feel very strongly that that's not a thing you should be doing.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, if anybody's like watching them, they always go to the same diner. It's like they always in the same place.
Yes.
Like somebody could just sit there and like put a little recording device and they'll be like, okay, they've got all the 411 for the case.
Exactly. It's really it makes no sense.
So, yeah. And Cross and John have a conversation. They're still like on the outs, but they're conversing just so they can get through this case. John is thinking like, oh yeah, I can't believe that was her name Anderson or like the chief? Yeah. She's like, I can't believe she's the mole. She has to be doing this. He's like, no. Alex says, no, I don't think it's her, because whoever is the mole is the same person who dropped that tape, who like of him beating that guy. He said there's only 2 people who had it, and you would not do that. So now John is like, oh no, like it has to be obviously the lieutenant lady. She must have had the tape too. Right. So, yeah. We mentioned this earlier. He goes to meet that lady who said it looked like she's seen a ghost. Turns out she's like a speaker of the house or something like that. Yes. Madam Speaker. And so he's asking her like, what does he have on you? Like, you know, I will protect you he's like, I've got stuff to put Ramsey away, blah, blah, blah. So she says, well, the thing that I can't get out of my mind is seeing Shannon running away and the blood from when she sliced her face. He takes that information and then he has a meeting with DeLackner, Vega, and Kayla, not John. John is off doing his thing and stuff. And they're like, wow, well, she was real smart because she has to be perfect. So now she's bought herself some time because her face has to heal. Yeah. And then, Alex takes the files back to his house and he's singing a song. He's looking through the files in front of Nana Mama, another like whatever, it doesn't matter. And so she's singing a song and somehow it brings his memory back that there was a plastic surgeon at the party. And so, and then he also remembers that, they talk about, well, today is Shannon's birthday, so he has to do it today. She was born on a leap year, so if he does not kill her today, not Shannon's birthday, Eileen's birthday.
Right.
And so he would have to wait 4 more years to do this on the birthday. I don't know.
Yes.
Is he killing everybody on the
I think
original
that's what they
serial killer's
kind of
birthday?
Found out figured out that it was happening on the day that they were killed.
Okay.
Wait,
the birthday.
The birthday. On their birthday.
Yeah. So it has to be done today, so that means
it would honestly make more sense if he did it on the day that they were killed.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I thought,
I'm not a serial killer.
Yeah. So, yeah. So now he's like, okay, it has to be done today. So if he's gonna do it, then they had to have had some plastic surgeon come and fix her face.
Okay.
So that's how that all came together. Okay. So then John goes to see Lieutenant Massey. I probably got her name in there somewhere. Lieutenant Massey, and confronts her about being the mole.
And so my question with this is, why do these detectives, I want to use air quotes because it doesn't seem very detective-like, why are they going to the people and telling them, I know that you are the person that I'm looking for?
Yes.
Or that you're the person that did this thing. I don't understand it. What's the angle? To throw them off, I guess?
I don't get it either, because I thought for sure he was about to be dead.
Me too. I'm like, he's gone. She literally just killed someone else today.
Yes.
I don't know that she would have very many qualms with doing it a second time. Like, what's the big difference?
I couldn't believe
1 versus 2.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm looking like, are you kidding?
She turns her back, walks over to her mantle. I'm like, okay, she's got a gun over there.
Right.
Like, she is about to oh yeah, John. Like, I thought he was gone, bro.
Me too. I was like, if this is survival of the fittest, you are not fit, bro.
Yeah,
you are not fit.
Not.
Thankfully, she didn't do it.
Yeah.
White woman tears do not move me. So I'm looking like, shut up, get onto it. Like she's trying to
explain,
throw him off by crying so that he can feel something. And then she's going to strike.
Yes.
Thankfully, she did not. I'm looking like, you've got to be kidding me.
She just confessed and she said, can you please, she said, I was not pretending about asking you to be the godfather. I really want you to be the godfather of the kid. So, and then the next thing you see is him leading her through the police office, police department. She went to confess.
Outrageous.
Yeah. So wild.
So the thing that Ramsey had on her was that she and her wife wanted to have a baby and they were having a hard time.
Yes.
They were doing IVF or whatever, and he's like, if this is what you want, I can guarantee you that it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
This is just what I need. And she said it started off small things here and there, covering things up, but then turned into this big thing. You're so deep into it that you can't just be like, you know what, I'm not doing it anymore.
Right.
Yeah. So here we are.
So there we are.
Getting arrested, having a kid that you are not going to be able to see or take care of.
Murder rap and everything. Crazy.
Insane. Yep.
We haven't talked about the scene with Alex. He goes by himself, doesn't tell anyone.
Again, what are we doing?
Yeah.
It's not very self-preservation-esque.
Yeah.
It is very risk it all.
Yeah.
Not tell anyone, have no protection. Going to people who have killed other people or who we presume know that Ramsey is killing other people and they are fine with it.
Yeah.
And it's just by the way, I know that you did a thing.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense.
I know. It was so silly. Then this woman really laid on the tears. Right. Because she was saying, oh, he has this on me and I'm so sad. Please help me. Please help me. She runs to him to hug him. And then she takes out a syringe and stabs him.
Child.
And she said, I'm not, he doesn't have anything on me. I admire him. I want to be but you already saw that when she was sewing up that lady and going through this is this and I'm doing this and because of this I use all the things. Yeah. So
crazy pants.
Yeah. So
Number 2.
Alex is laid out on the floor, gasping for breath or something. I don't know. And so, and then so the lady runs off and stuff and goes to her appointment to see this whole thing take place. And then John comes up and finds him on the floor.
God,
yeah,
he knew where this lady.
Yeah.
Was.
Yeah.
Where her office is. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, how did you know this?
Yeah. Thankfully, Alex put his phone in her bag so he could track it.
Yeah.
So now they're off to find where everything's happening.
Because this is televised.
Oh yes. All right. So yeah, he puts on a mask and stuff.
The mask is creepy.
I know. Some weird mask. Someone was like, "Okay, you're live." Like he's televising it. He does this whole speech about why, I guess, or why he got into it. I don't know, and stuff. And then he starts to do the injections, which is like one pump at a time or whatever.
Right.
So, but thankfully, before the last pump or for the last thing, the police jump in and say, "Don't do it," you know.
Yeah.
And people get arrested, and a chase ensues.
Yeah.
And that plastic surgeon's got like a front row seat, sitting there smiling, like
literally,
like
psychopath.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'm looking like.
Oh my
this is actually quite nuts.
Yeah.
Because I can see one person being this crazy.
Yeah.
But all of these other people that like know what's happening and they're like, yeah, sure, no problem, no problem.
I know.
It's fine. And the people that are tuning in to watch, I'm like, oh my God, people are watching this?
Right. It's crazy.
Nuts, man. Nuts.
But yeah, so Ramsey gets away. He drives out and then, but Alex and, just Alex, I think, or Alex and John, I don't know. They chase him. Ramsey goes to his own home and goes into his office. Alex finds him in his office where they had the Pappy Van Winkle. Yes. and so he's like, don't do it, and stuff. And then Ramsey stabs himself in the neck with a syringe. And so Alex tries to save him, and John's like, hey, he's gone, dude. Like, so they haul him off. And that's that.
Then the next thing I have on here is that Kayla gives him, I'm assuming Alex, the Peter Linux file, which is the name of the person who was like stalking him. Yeah. And I think at this point, this is where Elle comes over to the house and she's like with the kids because Nana Mama has to do something, right? And I don't know what she's doing, but Elle was acting like a fucking weirdo. Okay. She was like, wow, can I just ask, why'd you choose me to be the one to come watch these kids or whatever? I'm looking like, who else are they going to ask? How many people do they know and feel like they can trust? Even though you guys broke up, or did they break up?
She walked off in a tizzy after the
yes. Yes. So, I don't know. I just feel like I would be like, sure, I can watch them, or like I can get them there, whatever it was that she was supposed to be doing. Yeah. The answer is just yes. Yeah. And like, why are you being a weirdo? Why are you being like, well, why did you think of me out of all of the people you could have asked, or whatever she was saying? Yeah. I just thought that was weird. And so I put on here, this is the second time that I've asked this question. Is she involved? Because this seems fucking weird to me.
Yeah. It was a strange interaction. But yeah, and so Nana Mama got like, someone mysteriously got her tickets to some concert, she said. And that's so she couldn't take the boy to his recital rehearsal.
What is she busy doing that she can't take him because she's not working? But I guess I missed that. Yeah, and she was like, well, we're great friends, aren't we? We're really close friends. It was just a really strange interaction. I was like, I'm like, you're really close friends with the grandma? I don't know. It was just so stupid. But and after they've sealed up the whole Ed Ramsey thing, Cross goes to the address of Peter Linux. So he goes in, finds this whole like room full of pictures, letters. Are people like this in real life?
Right. Like it's all over his walls, news clippings, photos. Crazy.
I don't know. I'm like, I'm not buying this. And I don't know if it's because this is a full grown black man who does not appear to have mental health issues. Right. Clearly he does because he's doing these things, right, but like...
But he seems like normal.
He just seems like a dude. Yeah. Just a dude. Yeah. Why are you... I don't know. Maybe I haven't had someone taken from me that was so close and whatever in this kind of manner. Yeah. But I just feel like I would be like... like, okay, well, that happened. Like, what am I going to do? Yeah. I don't know. I guess he didn't have kids or anything. Yeah. It just seems weird. Yeah, I'm just like, I don't know. That just, I don't know. Maybe I'm just biased. This doesn't seem like black behavior. That's all. Yeah. It really doesn't. And I'm confused. Yeah. Very. Seriously. Especially like all of the stuff on the walls. And like all of these like news articles. And I'm like, is this his house? Or is this a house? And he just like ruined this room. Because like if this is his house, that is also crazy. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. It was wild. And so he saw all these letters to and from Deirdre to Peter talking about it's not your fault and blah, blah, blah. All the different things. And so it's just a lot of evidence. And so Cross gets on the phone with Kayla and they're talking through it and stuff. And he gets something in his brain that he needs to run and go. Oh, yeah.
She said that, or one of them said, like, this just seems so passive. Like, he just, like, has this shrine. Yeah. This seems very passive. And they're like, I think Cross is like, no, it's not passive. It is. Like, this is the thing. He is so invested. He's not going to stop until he gets whatever that final thing is. He wants Alex dead. So until Alex is dead, he is not going to stop doing these things. And then I think he ran off because it reminded him of Ed, who is a true psychopath. Yeah. And he's like, bro, he's not going to stop. Why would he just kill himself and be done with all of it? Yeah. That's not his thing. That's not his shtick. He wants to live on in infamy. Yeah. So there's no way that he's dead. Yes. So I think that's why he runs out and he goes to the hospital.
Yes. He goes to the hospital. But yeah, so we jump to see Shannon in the hospital. Her mom is like very grateful that they found her and stuff. There's a police guard outside of her room. Mm-hmm. And then we jump to the autopsy room where the worker, I know, the worker he's got his headphones on probably because he assumes everyone in there is dead. So he's got it on full blast. And so we just see him working on someone else and a body covered up. And then you just see the body start moving.
I know. Oh my gosh. I'm looking like.
In the background.
Are you kidding me? Yeah. This cannot be. Right. It was.
So Ramsey gets his naked behind up. Okay. Out of the sheet. And of course the guy's just working. The headphones completely up to 100. And he kills the worker.
So I'm assuming that he injected himself with some kind of paralytic. Yeah. Right? Yeah. But if you are injected with this, if someone checks your vitals, wouldn't they still be a thing?
So I've watched something, and I've not heard this in real life. So granted, it's another cinematic, fake thing. But they took a paralytic, and it decreases your heartbeat so slow that it doesn't register. Okay. Yeah. And then after a while it wears off and then
you come back.
Yeah.
Child, I was shook. Yeah. Cuz I'm like, okay, he's dead. Great. This is lovely. Love it, love it, love it. Now we just need to focus on the stalker. Yeah, Cool. No, we still got two problems. Yeah. And I was like, is it possible that they wouldn't check his...
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I don't...
Listen to his heart?
Yeah. So yeah, that's what happened. And so he dons a whole nurse's uniform, face like mask, and so you can only see his eyes and stuff. And he goes and talks to the police officer, like, "Oh, is that her in there? Wow, that's a crazy story." Blah blah blah. But he kills the police officer, right?
Yes. In the hallway.
Yeah.
Nuts. But also, do these people not know what he looks like?
That part.
Did he have a scrub cap and a mask on?
So yes, but still,
I feel
he looked the same to me.
He looked the same to me. I'm like,
yeah.
Does that look like a different person?
Right.
And granted, all of these people are under the impression, I'm assuming, that he is dead.
So all their guards are down, basically.
Yeah, guards are down. But I was like,
yeah.
Oh no.
So he killed the police officer guy, went into the room, but then when he goes in the room, he doesn't have the mask on. Or he took it off or something.
I think he took it off as he was like pushing the door open.
Yeah. And so I'm like, the mom doesn't even know what the guy looks like?
Okay. So I was screaming about this because I'm like, excuse me. Is this not on the news? Right. That like, look, it's this person who has been doing all of these philanthropic whatevers. Yeah. I feel like that is a story.
Yeah.
And would they not have put that out? And the mom's just like, oh, okay, doctor, blah, blah, blah. I'm looking like, do you see his face? Yeah. And obviously, Shannon recognizes him immediately. Yeah. And she's like,
yeah,
but she can't talk or whatever.
And she's paralyzed.
Oh, God. Oh,
so she's just like making a face and stuff. I'm like, what the heck?
I'm like, this is a nightmare.
Well, of course, she trusts the doctor, but why couldn't he just do his stuff while she was in there? Like,
yeah, I would have been like, my daughter was just kidnapped, so no, I'm actually going to stand right the fuck here.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Oh, my gosh. So now he's about to kill her, but Alex somehow comes in.
Thank goodness.
He, like, cocks his gun, like, it's over, Ramsey, or something like that.
Yeah.
So that was crazy.
That was crazy.
Like,
that was insane. I'm like, twist after twist after motherfucking twist.
Yeah.
Okay. So then the very, very end of this, we go back to Nana Mama. She's in her house, and someone is in the house, like already. Upstairs or something. They're like, were they coming to attack her? Or were they just in the house and she came home? I can't remember.
I think they were in the house and she came home. Yeah.
And then they come down and she's like, oh, whatever. And she like grabs a bat or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you just hear them tussling. Screen goes black, but you hear them like tussling. Hear her screaming and stuff like that. It was crazy. Yeah, I'm like, oh my God, are you kidding me?
So then at the recital, I forgot, Damon plays perfectly at the recital, but then you see that Peter guy sitting in the damn audience watching him.
Yes.
Like, we're like, oh God, what is he going to do? But then he leaves the recital early.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah.
To go to Nana Mama's house.
Yeah.
Well, Alex's house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
do the thing.
So that's the end of the episode.
Right.
One more episode to go. Crazy.
It really.
Last episode, episode 8, is called You Had Me at MFer.
Love that title.
Yeah. So they're all in the hospital after Nana Mama's attack.
Yes.
And there's Elle and the kids and Alex, and then Miss Nancy, of course, because she's such a great friend. And
presumably they all went there from the recital.
Oh.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
So, and Miss Nancy is there because she's
because she's the
teacher.
recital director, teacher. Yes. So, yeah. And so Alex is like, well, this is that Peter guy. I got to find him. And you guys aren't safe. They can't go back to the house. Like, the kids can't go back to the house. So, Elle, can you, like, take them somewhere? And Nancy's like, hey, I've got a log cabin. We can all go there.
So from the very beginning of this episode, I am like, this doesn't seem safe. Yeah. Like, okay, yes, you're like, you have a cabin in the middle of wherever.
Yeah.
I don't trust things like that.
Yeah.
I don't do things like that. So, first of all, I don't like it. I feel like, okay, this is what you guys should know about me. Ashley already knows this. Well, maybe, I don't know. All of my fears that I have in life come from movies or shows that I watched as a kid that I was probably too young to watch. And so my fear of being like in the middle of nowhere and something bad happening and I cannot get Help
Yeah.
is from Scream. Do you remember this? Where the girl is like on the phone, like trying to call, I think she's trying to call her mom or trying to call someone, maybe not the police, I think her mom. And she is like actively being killed. And
I don't recall that.
She like runs out of the house and she's like, somebody help, somebody help. She like has the phone, but like no one can hear her because her neighbors are so far apart. Okay, so this is why I don't like the idea of being in the woods in a log cabin, secluded from whoever. But I see why someone might think that this is a good option because, of course, we trust these people or we wouldn't be doing it. And there is no way, if all of these people are to be trusted, like they are worthy of that trust, there is no way that my stalker, they have no connection to this woman. So therefore, they would not know about this cabin. They don't like. So on the surface, yes, I'm like, okay, I understand. But the fact that you're in the middle of nowhere, it's like 3 hours away from home. It's at night. There's no Wi-Fi. I'm like, no, that doesn't work for me. How the fuck am I going to call my children if I want to be like, hey, are you guys okay? And a landline, okay, that is an option, yes. But I don't trust it. I was like, there's no way. This is not what I would have done. I would have been like, thanks so much, but we got it. And then, because what do we know about this lady except she's this teacher, this piano teacher or whatever?
It's wild she got so quickly integrated into the home just because she teaches freaking piano. Like, what? But anyways, so,
insane.
So she offers her log cabin. Alex, before they all go, Alex shows the family a picture of Peter and says, if you see this man, run away. Like, he's the stalker guy and stuff. And so he sends them on their way. Tasha said it's 3 hours away. And Nancy's like, we don't have any internet. We just have a landline. So that's it. Here's the phone number.
Period.
I don't know if Nancy calls Alex or Alex calls Nancy to say like, okay, we're here and stuff. We're all good. We're safe. And so before they get off the phone, I think Alex is like, thank you so much, Nancy, blah, blah, blah. And she said a phrase like, family is whoever loves you or something like that. And
which is like a weird thing to say.
And so it triggers in Alex that he heard Deidre say that when he was interviewing her. He asked like how your mom died and how do you feel about that and stuff. She's like, well, your family is just whoever loves you and stuff. He's like, oh, there's a connection there. And so he's waiting on like a social worker to give him more information about like who was visiting Deidre, like who had who was in her life and stuff like that. Because the social worker said, well, there was Peter and then she had some like mother figure in her life, and so he's waiting on that information from the social worker lady.
They do that. I feel like they call when they get there, and he like talks to them, and it's whatever. But then, so he's like talking to the social worker, and he sent her a picture of Nancy.
That phrase,
Yes. So he sends her a picture, and he's like, "Is this her?" And she's like, "Yes, that's her. Oh my gosh!" I'm like, lady, this is serious.
I know, right?
What the heck?
Oh my God, where'd you find that picture?
I'm looking like they're killing his children as we speak. So, so then he calls back, and he's like, hey, can I speak to Elle? And she's like, oh, we're just eating. Like, why don't you call back or whatever? And he's like, no, I need to speak to her. There's like a medical something, whatever. And she like calls his bluff. She's like, I never saw Janie or Janny, whatever, need to take medication or whatever. And he's like, so do you really want to talk to them for this or did you figure it out or something? And I'm like, I really cannot do this. I am stressed out. This is stressing me out so much. I put in my notes, Nancy's involved. Oh my God, I knew it. Are you kidding me? This is complete bullshit. I'm pissed. I'm like, oh my God, this cannot be. But obviously it is. So then he goes, she tells him like, I'm going to give you 4 hours to get here in case you hit traffic or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I'm killing them or something.
Essentially.
Yeah. And then he goes to John, or maybe he goes to John and apologizes before, but I'm going to say like he had to have known there was an issue and he needs him. So he goes to apologize to him. And I'm looking like, okay. As they're talking to each other, I'm like, okay. And then he's like, because John opens the door and he's like, listen, motherfucker. I'm like,
what kind of conversation?
You want him to help you. So you should be nicer. You should say, I am so sorry, but I need your help. And eventually we get there. And of course, John's like, you had me a motherfucker.
Yeah.
I don't know who John is, by the way, like this actor. I don't know who this man is, except I keep reading that he's in Old Spice commercials or something.
Oh, that is that guy.
I had no idea. But I love him a lot.
Me too. Yeah, he's great.
A lot.
Yeah, he's great. So, yeah. But while, no, I don't think it's while. Before that, Alex and Nancy get on the phone and there's that confrontation. Janie and Damon are playing hide and seek. And Damon like ends up, I don't know if it's in the basement. Yeah. And he like knocks over a box, and out of the box falls, I think was there a gun, right? Maybe
was
not.
There?
I thought there was a gun. Maybe. I don't know where I got the gun from. Okay, so there could or could not be a gun. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. But the main thing, there's a picture of Nancy and Deirdre and Peter together.
Right.
And so he's like, oh my God, this is the guy that my dad warned me about. And so he takes a photo and folds it and puts it in his pocket. And while Nancy's on the phone with Alex, and Janie, and she calls Janie over to talk on the phone with Alex. And Damon and Elle are having dinner. He hands Elle the photo. She said, oh my God, are you kidding?
This is a smart kid.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how old he is.
Yeah.
But I know my son would be like, this is the bad guy. Like he would like make the biggest scene about it ever. He would not be like, let me stealthily get you this picture under the table so that you and I are on the same page. Yeah. We know that there's a thing going on. I don't even think Adley would. I think Ad would just start crying when she figured it out. But Mac would be like, no, like she's his mom or whatever. Yeah. So I was like, wow, this is like a really smart kid.
Yeah.
To like keep it quiet and be like, look at this picture.
Yeah.
Now, what the fuck are we going to do?
Yeah. And so Elle's like, okay, we have to pretend everything is normal. Like, you can't let on that you know and stuff.
Can't tell Janie.
Yeah.
Janie.
So.
I don't know her name.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's Janie.
I thought it was Janae in the first episode. So.
Got Elle's trying to make a plan or a play for, like, to get Nancy and get the kids out. Mm-hmm. So she and Nancy are out drinking. The kids have gone to bed. And she's like, oh, Nancy, I need something a little stronger than this. And so she, like, gives her, like, some sleeping pills or something like that in her drink.
She should have given her double.
Yeah, because she thought that Nancy lady was asleep. And so she goes and gets the kids and said, let's go. But then, of course, the Nancy lady said, I don't sleep. She got up.
Right. Like, fucking creepy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And so then, like, a tussle ensues, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Somebody gets tased.
Someone gets tased?
Wasn't there a taser involved?
There was a taser.
I don't know if... Yes. I thought that the lady got tased or something, or I heard the taser go off. No, the Nancy lady.
Oh, maybe she did.
And so then the girl...
Then they ran
Elle
to the car.
and the kids ran to the car. But
they're moving too fucking slow for me. I'm looking like...
Yeah, come on, let's go, bro.
Up.
Yeah. And then...
What are we doing?
Since they were moving slow, Peter comes and gets
right.
them, and they're dragged back into the home. So much for that.
Nuts.
Alex and John are on the way, and they get there, but Nancy told him not to bring anyone, so he has John go into the woods, and I think they've got this plan, this timed plan to attack, basically, while Alex is in the house. Peter is, I guess, I don't know if he went to the military or something, but he's like a sniper or something.
He fucking had to.
Yeah. He was laying in wait and shot John a couple times.
Mm-hmm. So he's like laying in the snow, bleeding, like you can see the blood like spilling out of his body. I'm like,
are you kidding me, bro? Like,
we can't have come this far.
Right.
And caught Ramsey and put him away or whatever and not make it to the end. Like, we have to make it.
Yes. I'm like, you cannot kill this man's best friend. Like, are you all kidding me? Right after he, like, they made up or whatever. Right. Like, crazy. So, yeah, he's laid out in the snow, and then there's the whole conversation that's taking place in the log cabin. Like, the Peter guy comes in and is like, oh, yeah, I saw your little friend. He dead or whatever. Like, you know, he's like a stag in the wild. I'm going to go back and get the antlers or some garbage like that. And so then, like, Alex attacks him and stuff, and they have a fight. Yeah. And all the things. And Nancy said she wants him to choose which child gets killed.
Yeah.
She wants Alex to choose which child gets killed.
Right.
He's like, well, just take me. And she said, no, you don't feel the feeling that I feel to having a child be killed. So you have to choose. Pick one. Yeah. And so Alex realizes that it's not like just an eye for an eye thing. It's the importance of the choice.
Right.
And he realizes, oh, she must have chosen.
Right.
So they do a flashback.
So they do this flashback, and apparently Peter is the one who killed the guy that Deidre went on trial for and was put in jail for. Apparently Peter is the one who did that. However, Nancy talks to Deidre and she's like, hey, like, listen, if you confess, you're a pretty little white girl. They are not gonna put you in for a long time. Like, it might just be a couple years and then you'll be out and we'll be a family again and it'll be fine. And the girl is like, okay, I'll do it, which is fucking idiotic. Okay. But she essentially made that choice, and she ended up being put away for a long time. And Alex's testimony of, like, she's not going to get better, she's a danger to society, she is not going to, like, she cannot be fixed, is the information that they went on. And so that's why she had such a long sentence, or maybe she was sentenced to life. I don't even know. But obviously jail is not fun. No one is built to be in jail. And so she ended up killing herself. And so this is how it comes full circle back to him, and now being forced to make this choice between his two kids, because she made the choice between her two kids. She chose the son to be the one to live, and ultimately the daughter died.
Yeah. Puts that together. He tells, like, hey, you had to make that choice, and blah, blah, blah. And so Peter has no idea about any of this. He's like, what is he talking about, Mom? Like, what do you mean and stuff? And he's like...
Which is kind of crazy that he doesn't know, because don't you know you did it?
Right.
And don't you know she went to jail for it?
And yeah, you know she didn't do it. Like, are you kidding?
Maybe you weren't privy to the conversation.
Yeah.
Maybe he thought that she was just like, you know what, I'm going to say I did it. Or something. I don't know.
Maybe she
told him that.
And he must have thought as well that she would get out soon enough. But then she was bullied and all that stuff in jail. So, but yeah, he didn't know that the mom made the choice. And then the mom is like volunteering that he's gonna kill the kid. Yeah. He's like, what?
Yeah, he's like, Deidre would not want these innocent children to be killed.
Okay, so Nancy says that Peter will go and kill the kid. And stuff. And he's like, huh?
What?
Yeah. He's like,
which is crazy, because he was totally fine killing the wife.
Yeah.
So, like, what's your deal now? I'm glad that you found a conscience.
Right.
But what is your deal now?
Yeah.
Maybe just because they were kids.
Yeah.
And, like, truly, truly innocent.
Right.
But his wife is truly innocent. Yeah. She didn't do anything. Yeah. Anyway.
So then they start to kind of argue about that. Like, I'm not doing that. They're kids. Deidre wouldn't want this to happen and stuff. And she's like, well, Deidre isn't here and stuff, and blah, blah, blah. Like, saying, you're going to do it and stuff. This is the plan and stuff. He has to suffer.
And so they were going to, like, light them on fire or something?
Yes. So she douses each kid with gasoline.
Yeah.
All right, choose if you're going to, is it Janie? And she douses her with Is it David? And douses him and stuff. And then Elle's like, come on, Nancy. She said, shut the F up. I was like, this actress is hilarious. But yeah. So yeah. And then they start fighting. Oh, John is not dead.
Oh, Praise Jesus.
Yes, John is not dead.
Yes,
he shoots through the window or something like that.
He throws something through the window?
Oh, okay. Throw something
Doesn't
through
he?
the window. Yeah.
I feel like there's like a big thing.
Okay.
Is it?
And then like there's a fight ensues or whatever.
Yes.
There's like a standoff or something. Like, so he's like, you guys are going down or whatever. So I think John has somebody pinned or something like that. And then Nancy still has the gas can, or she has a match. And she's got all this gasoline, and she poured all the gasoline all over the kids and blah, blah, blah. And Elle and the kids have gone. They've ran out.
Oh, yeah.
And so she said she's going to she can't go to jail. She needs to take care of her kids, and she's going to take care of them in hell or something.
I don't remember this. I don't know.
She said something like that. Oh my God, I know she did. Okay.
I don't doubt it because she's a fucking psychopath.
Yeah. And so then she lights herself on fire. The CGI at this point is so whack. Yes. And it's unbelievable because she stands there quietly burning to death.
Yeah.
She stands there and gets engulfed in flames quietly.
Yeah.
And so that's that.
And what happens to the guy?
I don't even. I guess they must have taken him out. They kind of like switch the scene.
Yeah, I don't
to
remember.
Like Alex playing the piano on Sunday or whatever, and like everything's kind of like they're getting their life back to normal.
Yeah, yeah.
Cute. Ramsey.
Yes. Then it switches to Ramsey.
Yeah.
His ass. Oh my gosh. Okay, so he's like trying to confess or whatever, and I have on here Cross doesn't take it.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't think so. He says that Ed is being charged with Amir's murder and Shannon's kidnapping.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I'm the fanboy.
Yeah.
I did all of this stuff. Like, you can't take that from me.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, it's just Amir's death and Shannon's kidnapping.
Yeah.
That's all. Bobby is the one who had the book. He stole the book. He had the book, whatever. So we think that he's the fanboy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's getting charged with that.
Yeah.
And he's like, no! He's like losing his shit.
Yeah. He's like, this is my book. I'm the one who put that together. That's mine and stuff. And they're not giving him the satisfaction of having that notoriety and being in the history books, which is what he wanted.
Is great. Yes.
Yeah.
And so as a behavior analyst, when I'm watching this, I'm like, okay, function of the behavior, obviously attention seeking, right? He's like, I want to be the person. And we know if we know the function of the behavior, then we know how to counteract it. Like if it's attention seeking and it's appropriate, like, hey, Ashley, that's appropriate. You're going to say, hey, Tasha, and we're going to, whatever, you just reinforce my behavior. Yeah. But if it's inappropriate, then basically you would do the opposite of what they're trying to get. So we are not allowing you to get the attention that you want.
Yeah.
Therefore, we know that you killed Amir and we know that you kidnapped Shannon. That's it, buddy.
Yeah.
That's it. But Bobby had the book. So we think that he is the fanboy, and that's what he's being charged with that. So
yeah, and then he's like, "What book? What are you talking about?" He's like, "A book?" And he was like, "Well," and he's like, "You like live streaming, right?" And stuff.
Oh yes.
And so they go to John live streaming, tearing the book up and burning it. And you can't do that. That's evidence. That's what Ed said, and I'm like, I'd have to agree with Ed. Like, what are you guys doing?
He's not wrong.
Yeah.
Yes. So it had to be a fake?
I don't know.
I don't know either. But I was like, because if you are charging Bobby with it, how are you burning it up?
Yeah.
You can't put it back together once it's burned.
Yeah. So, and I've seen in so many shows that people get in trouble for destruction of evidence.
Yes. Yeah.
So I don't know.
But it kind of seems like Cross just kind of does whatever he wants to do because he's so smart and he's so good at his job or whatever.
Yeah.
So maybe, Lord.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was like, he's not wrong.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing?
Yeah. So that's that. That's the end of Ed Ramsey's story. And then, and so then the next scene is Cross doing an interview with the person he beat up.
Oh, gosh. Which is great. So I love that they circle back to this because I'm like, how are you making this better?
Yeah.
Like, that was nuts. That video was scary.
Yeah.
And like, I get it.
Yeah.
From the standpoint of you were out of your mind. Your wife was just killed. Like, you didn't just lose your wife. She was murdered and bled out in front of you, essentially in your arms. So, like, that would make any person a little crazy.
Yeah.
But I was really glad that they went back and they showed some, like, accountability, and it was just, like, a face-to-face conversation of that was being televised or recorded or whatever.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I thought that was good.
Yeah.
I really appreciated also that Alex, even though he was wrong, he had he was like following a trail. It wasn't like, I saw you run away from the scene, so you must be the person. It was like, they used your badge to open the thing, and they like, you called out that day. They used your badge. Blah blah blah, whatever. So like, he thought that he was involved in some way, which you know, makes sense. So not that it was okay what he did, but I was like, okay, well, at least he was like kind of sort of still
doing detective work,
being a detective. He was just wrong and didn't consider the fact that someone else could have been doing those things. So so
it was good. So there was that conclusion. And then, if anyone's wondering where Bobby is.
Oh gosh,
he's
Bobby.
He's talking to Kayla. She's the one who like froze the account so he couldn't get his money. So he's talking to her about like a deal or something like that. He's going to give information for at least 6 of the fanboy victims as far as like where they can find the remains and stuff. And then he's going to be charged for Tavio and then Tavio's girlfriend. And so he'll get 24 years. 24 months.
Right.
24 months. And then, and then since he's got all the dirt on the people on Capitol Hill, all those high rolling political people that Randy was working, he's going to give that information up in exchange for the money that he was waiting on from Ramsey.
Yeah.
And that is that. Yay!
Great series.
Fantastic.
I loved it. I cannot wait for season 2.
Yeah.
I don't know what the heck they're going to do.
Yeah.
I hope it continues.
Yeah.
Forever.
Yeah. Yeah. They, when I looked it up, they had already greenlit season 2 before season 1 even started. So they must have known that it was fantastic.
This is going to be great.
Yeah. We also saw that Cross started going to counseling as well.
Oh,
So he went to a counselor. So we'll imagine that all of his personal issues will be
finally
worked out.
It's interesting that he has a PhD in psychology and he had to be like forced to go to therapy.
Yeah.
He seems very like emotionally intelligent.
Right.
And seems to know his stuff, so that seems weird. But I guess, I don't know.
It's great. It's going to be a great show. And so we will find another show to review for you guys.
Yeah. Soon-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sweet.
And so we'll see you on our next review.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe. Bye.
Bye.